Love it. Yeah. Hello. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing well. Remind me of your name again? Right.
Kendra.
Got it. Nice to meet you.
Well, my dear, I have a meeting starting in a couple minutes, but I was thinking about you, and I'm super excited that you get to be at the family reunion right now. Yep, keep track of those for me. Yes.
All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and begin. Thank you so much for joining me today.
And that'll help
Out
you
there that
to
are coming
refresh
in
in
here
your
in a
mind
second.
too. So that's what I'm
We're gonna
hoping.
begin.
All right. I'm gonna go. Love you, my friend. Bye.
No worries. All right. Well, thank you for joining me today and braving the unplowed roads. Probably it was not fun getting in here for me. I'm sure it was not for you guys either. But yeah, thank you so much. We're going to dive into a little bit about using AI to really leverage your social media. And I'm sure most of you have, said, hey, chat, can you write me an Instagram caption for this post? And that's great, that's beneficial, but I really wanted to dive deeper and go into how we can create a system around using AI for content creation, not just for captions, but we're going to be creating graphics, we're going to be creating a full schedule that you guys can leverage and use in your businesses. So before we begin, do you guys currently use social media for your business? Yes. What type of posts do you do when you are using it for your business?
Facebook post.
Anything. Yeah.
Oh.
Facebook, Instagram, whatever platforms you use.
Mostly Facebook.
Yeah. What type of posts do you do?
What do you mean by that?
Are you posting about listings that you have? Are you doing market updates? Client
Mostly
testimonials?
listings. I don't do much, and then I do a lot of personal, but directed at, just reaching people with what I
You
do.
say hi to the neighbors.
Okay.
It's kind of my sphere.
Perfect. Got it. Anybody else? What type of content do you put out there right now?
Well, I don't do a whole lot.
No.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, we do have a company actually, the Reminder Media, that's posting stuff out there that currently we'll see.
Got it.
That's on the business page. On my personal, I follow an 80-20 rule and try to do 80% personal and then 20% business.
Okay.
The business that I do is relational, what experiences I'm going through or whatever I've had and how that translates to the services that we provide, with links to either direct message or here's where you can find the information or.
Got it. And that kind of leads into my second question. I just like to gauge, because I talk to so many agents and they ask me kind of what most people are out there doing. Do you guys currently separate business and personal pages? Like you have a page for your business, you have one for your personal, or are you having one account that you post everything on?
Kind of commingles.
Yeah. So it's like separate pages, but they share the post and that type of stuff?
Yeah, we have a business one, but it's not being used in the same capacity as, I don't have as much interaction as I do with my personal, so I kind of tried to ramp up the personal connections because I feel like more people, I've got a lot more people that are in my friend group that we can make those personal connections a little bit easier. So then I do post things like on the business page and then I share them to my personal.
Got it. Yep. I think that's what a lot of people do as well, where it's, because you have more.
Not all the time, but I mean, it's like, hey, just so you know that there's this over here.
Yeah. Got it. Well, just kind of like what we've touched on is we all kind of know social media is important to our business, and especially when it comes to the consistency, that's where the leverage is going to be and where you really start to see results. If you're doing one post kind of a month, people forget that you are out there and they're not seeing your name as much. And so that's kind of why I wanted to build a system around this, is to really hone in on that consistency aspect. And social media can be intimidating, especially if you're like, I don't know what type of content I want to post, or I just don't have the time to sit down and make all of these posts. That's why I wanted to create a system that really leverages AI to do that for you, so you can cut down on the amount of time. You can do it once a month, set it, and you're good to go. So as we dive into this, there we go. So as we're looking at it, like I said, a lot of people can see social media as something that's intimidating. I want to emphasize that it's not. You just need to get used to it and get a good routine established with it. So for this class today, my main objective is to really have you guys leave today with a system around sustainable social media. So it's going to leverage AI, whether that's Gemini, ChatGPT, Claude, whatever large language model you guys want to use, that's great. We're also going to look at Canva, because like I said, it's great if it can write you an Instagram caption. It's even better if we can use AI to create you an actual graphic, right? Because that's where people can kind of get slowed down and it just becomes a little more intimidating. So we're going to use AI in that aspect. We're going to use Canva's AI. And then finally, we're going to talk about post scheduling platforms. So this is kind of why I was asking if you have a business page or a personal page, because that's where these different platforms can come in. But that's going to be kind of the last thing that ties this whole system together, is you being able to schedule everything out, and then you don't have to worry about it. So if you were here for my first AI class, something that I mentioned was I want to be able to have you guys walk away with something tangible that can be implemented in your business that day. It's easy for AI to just say like, oh, these are all these cool things that you're doing and you're focusing on. But if you have so much, it can get lost and you're not actually implementing that in your business. So I wanted to take it and break it down into smaller pieces so you can go just day one, start adding this system to your business. So like I said yesterday, if you were at the meeting, it's going to be really a workshop style. I'm going to walk through what the system is, and then together we're all going to go through and do it together. That way you're making it for yourself, you're getting your own content, and you can leave with something tangible. How does that sound? Perfect. Okay, so we're just going to do a quick overview of what the system is. I broke it down into 4 steps, and yeah, I'm just going to touch on each one of these before we dive into it ourselves. So the whole system starts off by you having one idea. This is going to be a core theme, a core just essential focus of what you want your content for social media to be that month. It can be something like seller or buyer myths that you're seeing right now, and you're going to be debunking them or just highlighting why they're incorrect. If you have a new listing or you're really farming a neighborhood, you can highlight that local area, restaurants, events going on, market stats for it. Also, if you just had a sticky transaction and you're thinking, okay, I can use this as an education tool. Here's some do's and don'ts based on my experience. But the first thing you're going to start off with is your core idea. You're going to pick that, and then you're going to brain dump around it. So we have our idea, now we're going to expand a little bit. And that's where your expertise as a real estate agent comes in, right? Because AI can't replace you. It's just going to make it more efficient for you. So you're going to really elaborate on what your idea is. If you're doing the buying and selling myths, you're going to say, what are those myths? Why are they incorrect? What is actually the correct answer? So this is where you're going to take maybe 5-10 minutes and just really build out what your idea is going to be. After you do that, this is where the rest of it comes into play with AI. So then you're going to use some prompts that I've already built, and we're going to build out some content ideas. We're going to have AI tell us what type of posts we can do based on our ideas. It's going to vary between Instagram stories, we have reels, actual posts for the feed, all sorts of different content, because we really want to get people to engage with your posts. And when you can post from different forms of content, that's where you're going to see the most engagement there. So we're going to use AI to generate not just the content and the captions, but the most important thing there, you can see the second bullet, it says formulate Canva prompts. This is what we're going to use to actually create the graphics. So I know it sounds intimidating, but it's not it breaks down into small steps, but essentially we're going to have AI write out prompts that we can then copy and paste and put into Canva's AI. Because have you guys used image generating with either Gemini or ChatGPT yet? And how did that work out? Yes, it is not fun at all.
No, you got it all wrong, Gemini.
Or if you have an
I may
image
have
that you
an
like
argument.
and there's just one little tweak, you say, oh, can this just change a little bit? And they go and change the whole image and you're like,
Yeah.
okay, well.
Or they write it's words on there and they spell things wrong. I'm like,
They do
how
spell
hard
things
is it to
wrong.
write this word?
Even when you've written it in the description, they'll write it wrong.
Well, I've had where I've asked it, I've had it, like I wanted to make a sheet to hand out to somebody. And they're like, do you want to add your logo and your name and your whatever? So I added my face to it with my stuff. And I got not my image, 3 different images, a younger image, an old image, and then something like totally different. And it wasn't like me at all. Like, yeah, it was crazy. I'm like, how hard is that to like, I already gave you the image, just put it in
Like
there.
you have arguments with yours too?
Yeah. I do. How desperate are you?
And so obviously, they are getting better at generating images. Just with each update, you can tell it's getting a little bit better. But the whole point of a system is to be really effective and efficient with it. And so if you're sitting there tweaking images, you're not going to post on your social media because you can tell it's AI. It's not.
And then it's like, oh, I'll just do one more and the next one's going to be great.
And then
the next one, and then the next one, and like, oh, we're getting closer. No, we're getting further.
And that's why I wanted to bring Canva into the system, because I want you to be able to have the graphics, but the graphics don't mean anything if they're poorly created and they're like, people can tell you just went into Gemini and said create this. And so what this system does is it breaks it down. So we have Chat or Gemini write the prompt that Canva is then going to create, because their image generation is 100 times better, and also everything is customizable. So if you get to the point where you're like, I like this design, I'm just going to tweak the wording, you can tweak the wording and without regenerating the design. So it's a lot more customizable. You can make the changes you want, and it's just prettier. Like, you have more control over everything. So that's going to be the third step, is using Canva to actually create the posts and the graphics. And then finally, we're going to bring it all together by actually scheduling it out. So at this point, you're going to have your graphic, you're going to have your captions, you're going to know when you're posting what. Now it's time just to put all the pieces together and create a schedule. That way, at the end of it, you're done. You can go about your lives knowing that your social media is still going to be posting consistently because you did all the work on the front end. All right, any questions about that before we dive in?
Yeah. Question. I've actually had pretty good success using Gemini to create photos, images, especially since they did their nano banana dealy. Do you think it's better than, do you think Canva is better than the Gemini?
I think Gemini is the top AI platform you can use for image generating. I would still prefer Canva when you're creating images and graphics, just because of the control over it. When you create an image in Gemini, it's a stagnant image. You can't change anything about it. The only thing you can do is download it and post it.
Right.
In Canva, you can move the words around. You can move the pictures if you want something bigger, smaller, add in your logo. It's more customization.
Yeah,
So
okay.
it gives you the base, and you can kind of do the tweaks that you want, where Gemini, it may be a great image, but if you want it to tweak it, it's going to be changing that whole image again, and then you fall into the trap of, is it going to actually work, or are we going to have to do a bunch of iterations?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did an example for Canva. When I did image generation, I said, I want this with this particular flower, and it created my design with the flowers, and I didn't like the flowers. So I clicked on it, and then I went into the image, and I was able to upload and to change just the background image on it. And then I can change the font of the words. So much easier.
Yeah, and just kind of what I find is AI, the actual platforms will give you good images, but if you want to tweak anything, you're gonna have to redo that whole image. So Canva, I just find it more user-friendly, because if it's a small change, you can just go in and make it right away. You don't have to kind of rely on it to generate the same image with just a little tweak. So that's why I prefer it. That being said, it's really good at doing images. So if you wanted to create an image and then you use that as a background and put text and your logo over it, great, that's perfect. This is just Canva, it's one way to do it and all in one place.
Okay.
Yeah, good question though.
That's
Any
good. That's
other
a big plan.
questions before we dive into doing it ourselves here? All right. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is I want to double check who, do you guys already have your preferred AI system, ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude? Do you guys already have that established? Like you can open it up right now? Perfect. Go ahead and open up that window. And then also, do you guys currently have a Canva Pro account that you use? Perfect. And it has to be Pro. That's just what I want to clarify. And everyone has access to it because we have KW and all KW agents have a free Canva Pro account. I just want to make sure everyone has access to that because that is, you can't do the AI feature without the Pro.
So you want us to open up the Canva?
Yes. Yep. Go ahead, open up a chat in your AI and then go ahead and open up your Canva account.
Do you, just a side note, do you know how to merge? Do you have any?
Canvas?
Yeah.
That's the one thing that I'm really hoping KW addresses soon.
All right, you don't know either?
You
Yeah.
can't merge it. The
Yeah.
best you can do is share your designs. So if you have all your designs in one account, you can share them with your KW one if you're looking to get rid of that subscription. The downside of that is if you have 100 designs, you're going to have to go in and share them. Yes.
Yeah.
So,
Can you share folders?
yes,
So maybe just put all the designs into a
Yeah.
folder and then share the folder.
that's what I would recommend, yeah. But everything just has to be transferred over. So there's not a way to merge it. You can just share it. So if you have the time or if you don't have too many designs, I recommend it because get rid of that subscription if you don't need it.
Right.
But you do have to make sure everything is over before you do that. Yeah. Perfect. Okay, so
When you have 5 years worth of Canvas.
I know, exactly. Okay, so starting off with step one, we saw that it was, we're gonna be creating our one idea and then brain dumping around that. So I actually created this worksheet here where you guys can just go in and fill it out each month. Everything is there for you along with the steps, so it's kind of your one-stop shop for this. So I wanna actually share this with you guys now, just so you can have access to it on your computer. So if you wouldn't mind just letting me know what your emails are, I can share that with you and you can open it up right now.
Kimbra Ness, KIMBRANESS at KW.
Perfect.
I'm Ryan C. Garrett, Garr, there I am.
Amazing.
Molly, Jared? Yep.
Angie Snyderich. Yep, down there.
Lois Petman.
Amazing. Okay, so I'm going to share that with you guys right now. And then,
Can I add mine from Zoom?
oh yes, perfect. Give me 1 second here. Okay, go ahead. What is your email if you are in Zoom?
Jordan, JORDYN. Yep, that one.
Perfect. Anybody else in Zoom? Awesome.
Yeah, I'll add mine. It's Kylie, KYLIE. Yep.
Awesome. Okay, last call. Anybody else?
Eric Peterson is also on, and Jenny Summerlot.
Is it Eric with the, there it is.
ERICKP. Yeah.
Perfect. All right. So once you receive that, go ahead and open it. And the first thing that we're going to do is make a copy of it so you guys have editing abilities. And you can just go over here into the file. Third button down is make a copy. Everybody there?
Not yet.
Is it not showing up for you?
Not coming up yet. Okay, I
Let me do step 1 and then I will come over and help you with that. So you can see it's just kind of an intro of everything that we have done so far, but we're going to start off with step 1, and that's going to be choosing your one idea. So like I said, this is going to be what your overall theme for social media is going to be that month, and that's what our starting point is. So go ahead and take a few minutes to come up with what your one idea is. You can type it on that line. And yeah, take a few minutes to do that. If you are struggling for content ideas, I have created a few here if you want to use those or use those to inspire your own. But just go ahead and pick one of those and type it in that blank. So that is step 1. Let's make sure I got it right.
Kimbra, Kimbra. Yep. There it is.
Perfect.
So what do you want us to do here? Okay, open.
Yes, so go ahead and make a copy for yourself and then fill out step 1.
You told me this earlier.
What'd you say?
Said you should have told me this earlier so I could have thought harder of what I wanted.
Well, you are not locked in, so if you want to just do one for the example here and walk through it, and then go back and come up with another idea, that is totally fine. No pressure.
I am not taking.
You are all good. So go ahead and just click there.
Yeah.
Here, can I
Make
make
a
a
copy.
You have not made a copy of it yet.
Well, I didn't. Oh,
So right now you are just a viewer. But here, we'll make
there we go.
There you go.
Awesome.
And now you'll be able to type.
Thank you. Hi.
All right, does anybody want to share what idea that they came up with?
Mine was spring cleaning, downsizing what we no longer are using, creating space for what really is important, housing that works for your current lifestyle, not what was in the past.
I love it. That's good. Very timely and definitely something that you can create multiple posts around. You're not locking yourself into just one idea. That's great. Anybody else want to share?
Leaving a legacy.
Yeah. What do you mean by that? Like, what are you gonna look to post about?
Taking a look at where you are currently and what that means for your story of where you've been and where you're gonna go in the future and how do you capture it.
I love it. That's great. Anybody else want to
It's
share?
very broad because I can go and
Exactly.
I can
Yes.
tackle it in different aspects.
I know. I love that. Lots of content there.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Well, the example that I'm going to be doing is what buyers misunderstand about today's market. So I wanted to keep it kind of high level enough where you can go multiple directions with it, but still narrow it down so I can give specific examples. Okay, any questions about step 1 before we move on? All right, so if you scroll down a little bit, now step 2 is going to be the brain dump. So this is where you're going to give a little more direction, like what specifically are you going to be looking to post about? The key here is it doesn't have to be polished. You can do bullet points. You can just separate your ideas by commas, whatever you want on this. They're just building out around your idea. So what does your topic mean to you? What are some kind of posts that you're going to be looking to do? If you are struggling with what to put in this blank, I have some kind of leading questions there for you to narrow it down. But yeah, just take a few minutes to brain dump here. The more you put in here, the more content you're going to have and kind of the higher quality your content ideas are going to be. So yes, take a few minutes and brain dump around your idea. Let me know if you have any questions. Who wants to share just some ideas that they had as they were brain dumping? What type of kind of expansion did you do on your idea?
Well, mine is I'm an SRES, a senior real estate specialist, so it's decluttering, right, in senior living, second home opportunities, leaving precious memories, gifting, 55 plus communities, CIC. Yeah.
That's awesome. Very good. Those will get some good posts. Yeah. Anybody else want to share? I know, Molly, you kind of touched on what you were going to.
I changed a little bit as creating your legacy instead of leaving it, but to create it. So my brain dump is longtime homeowner, owner of stuff, unprotected homeownership, power of attorney, healthcare directive, who will inherit your stuff, unused cabins, a space that's not used according to what is intended or desired. What do they get wrong? What do they get wrong? It'll all work out. Without it written down, it will not get executed. Use relatable experiences to create a personal connection.
That's really good. So going back to mine, what buyers get wrong in today's market, I talked about how they think competition is only about the price. They have to waive everything. They're not fully prepared when they go out to tour, kind of knowing what that process is. They don't have their pre-approval. But yeah, so just ideas around that. These first two steps are the manual side of things, where you're going to be coming up with your ideas and brain dumping around it. And now we're about to move into the AI side. So any questions about those first two steps before we move on? Perfect. Okay, so if you scroll down to step 3, this is where we kind of get into prompting for AI. So the first thing that we're going to do is set our agent profile. So this is where you're going to say, you know, tell AI that it's your real estate content assistant, and you're just going to give a little more detail about yourself. You may already have stuff like this entered into ChatGPT or Gemini, especially if you have that pro version. You can kind of already tell it what tone you want and that type of stuff. If you already have that, great. You don't need to do this step. However, I encourage you to still hit on what your goal for social media is, as well as your visual content vibe, because that's going to directly impact what it tells Canva to create. So if you already have kind of your audience, your tone, your type of customer set, perfect, but still hit on that social media stuff. If you don't have that done already, that's totally fine. This is where you're going to use this prompt. So we're going to be filling out everything that is highlighted. So you're going to be telling AI what your market is, what your tone is, what your goals are on social media, and just tell it a little bit about you. That way, everything it does moving forward is going to mimic you, and it's going to take on that more personal approach. So you can either fill out the highlighted areas in the Google Doc and then copy and paste it over into AI, or you can just copy and paste it and fill it out there. So that's why I wanted you to have your AI open. So for me, I'm going to be using chat, and we're just going to be copying and pasting the prompt into AI. So take a few seconds to fill that out and copy it over into whatever platform you prefer. And once you get that filled out, you can hit enter, and it's going to give you some sort of response saying, perfect, it's ready to go. Anything it does for you moving forward will follow these regulations.
So just copy and paste this whole thing and.
Exactly. So you'll see I have it in quotes there.
Yep.
Everything in there, copy and paste it over. So that is going going to be step 3. So now that we have our tone set and it knows who we are and what type of content we want, now comes the prompt where we're going to give it our brain dump and our one idea and tell it to create content ideas for us. So same thing as before, you're going to copy and paste this prompt into ChatGPT or Gemini and have it generate some content for you. So the key here is the highlighted part is where you're going to paste your brain dump and your one idea. So that way it knows what it's basing the content off of. So go ahead and copy and paste that in as well. And when you hit enter, you're going to see it generate just a long list of content for you. As you can see from the prompt, we're instructing it to create different posts, story prompts, video, hooks that you can use, and call to action. Right now, I have those numbers listed there where it's 6 to 8 prompts, or 6 to 8 posts, 5 to 7 story prompts. You can change these numbers based on what you want for your own social media. So if you don't like posting videos a lot, you can just take that out and maybe up the amount of posts that it creates for you. Or if you want to post more than 6 to 8 posts a month, you can up that to be like 10 to 15, whatever you prefer. So take this, customize it to your social media, and don't forget to copy and paste your idea and brain prompt in there. And kind of the last thing about this prompt is at the bottom, you will see we are also telling it to not only create the captions and the content ideas, but the most important thing is at the bottom there, it says include a Canva magic design prompt structured like this. This is that key to getting the content to be created in Canva. So whatever chat model you're using, it's going to create a prompt that you can then copy and paste. And so we want it to be structured that way because you can't take a big paragraph and write a bunch of sentences in Canva for it to generate a graphic for you. That gets messy. We want it to be short, simple, and clean. And so what I found is that telling chat to make the prompt like this, it gives it enough detail to create a post, but it keeps it short enough where it's clean and concise for Canva's AI model. So that's just kind of a key there, that last thing we're asking it to do for us. So once you have everything copied over, go ahead and hit enter so you're prompting it. And then you can watch as it generates a bunch of social media content for you. Some of these ideas you're gonna love, some of them you may not like as much. So if you need to say, you know what, go ahead and create 4 more ideas for me just to build it out a bit more, you can totally do that. But just go ahead and take a look at the different prompts that it gives you. So kind of going back to mine about how it's what buyers don't know about today's market, where it gave me example of not every home has 10 offers. So you may think that you need to waive a bunch of things and go heavy on negotiations, but that's not the case for every house. Yeah, as you guys are prompting, what do you think of the ideas that chat is coming up with for you? Is it kind of aligning with what you were expecting? Did it throw in some other things for you? Is everyone caught up to this stage yet? I didn't leave everyone behind.
What did you put in for style?
For style,
What are some examples?
so I said, are you talking like the visual content vibe? Or are you talking about
Number 4.
Oh, okay. So I just kept it where it was the visual. Leave that as it is.
Oh, well, I changed it.
I should have, I mean, if you want, you can, but that's the direction that it's telling Canva Magic to go through.
Got it?
Yes, sorry, I should have clarified that.
Do you use the quotations
I mean, you have it in here as quotations. Do you use them in the?
That's me telling you everything in these quotes. Okay, so it's not gonna hurt you if you leave it, but you don't have to.
So how do I get to this next here?
So it's just, whenever you use AI, it's always gonna encourage you to put in.
Right. So how do I?
You say like, yes, go for it.
Oh, right there. Right,
Yeah,
just right here.
yeah, just, it's almost like you're texting.
I'm overthinking this all the time.
Don't worry about it. Okay, so if we go back to our process here, we just completed step 1 and 2. So now, how I said we're gonna bridge the gap between just coming up with content ideas versus creating actual content for you, this is where that begins. So earlier I said make sure you have access to Canva Pro, so if you guys can all just open that up. If you're using the KW version, it's gonna look like this. And what we're going to do is create a new project. So if you come up here in the top, you can see that it already has social media for you. So I'm gonna be doing Instagram posts. If you wanna do Facebook, great. If you wanna do LinkedIn, awesome, whatever you prefer. But I like going this way because everything is already pre-formatted for you, so you don't have to worry about it cutting stuff off when you go to paste it or post it. And yeah, Molly, you look confused.
Yeah, I just tried to switch phones.
Okay, so there, oh, this is the okay, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there it is.
Perfect. So once you are in your post, you're going to see on the left-hand side here your tools that Canva gives you. The one that we're going to be operating in is templates because that is where their magic design tool lives. So at the top, you're going to see describe your design idea. This is when you're going to copy and paste that Canva design prompt that we had chat create us into here. So if you're just having your own idea just on the whim for a different example, you can just type this and it'll create whatever you want for you. However, because this is a system, we want to make it easy and fast, so we're just going to copy whatever our AI told us. So if we're looking at this, my first idea is it's not just about price, and this is the Canva magic design prompt that it came up for me. So I'm just going to copy that and paste the exact thing into my Canva. Does that make sense? Did everybody see how I did that?
No, I didn't.
Perfect. So you're gonna see this purple arrow here. You can click it and it's gonna come up with different templates for you. If you see one you like and you wanna customize it, great. However, if you want it to generate its own image for you, you're going to click Generate Design. And
So I just got here, so where did I missed where you were at?
Are you in templates?
so we're gonna be doing social
Yeah,
media.
she went to templates and then post it up on the top.
Yep, if you wanna click right here. That other canvas. We're gonna do social media.
Okay.
What do you want?
And do you like Facebook or Instagram?
Facebook.
Perfect. Then we're gonna click Facebook. Perfect. Oh no.
Shoot.
That's okay.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. So then this is where we're gonna be pasting all of those content items that we just created. So if you go back
And
to
then you
your
go
AI.
down, once it does that,
I did that before, so.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so you actually pasted the entire prompt. Remember how we had just the Canva magic prompt? So we're only pasting like 2 little lines about it.
Okay, hold on here.
None of my templates are on my topic. They're like so far off.
So
Did you even press this one that
It's just
said
it's just
Design.
template.
those are just the templates. So it's gonna give you different formats for you. What you're gonna be looking for
Did you
is the button that
do the one
says
that says
Generate
design?
Design.
design your own? You didn't have that on yours? Yeah,
I don't have that either.
she don't have that on hers. I'm not in the KW one, but mine had that.
Oh, interesting. This is Jake.
Hi, is Lee available?
Not at the moment. Could I try to help you or take a message?
Yeah, can you just have him give me a call back? It's regarding, I'm a real estate agent. It's regarding some buyers who talked to him.
There we go.
Perfect.
Double tasking there.
Yes. Okay, so Okay, so first of all, what we're posting, you did your entire prompt. Remember how I was saying that Canva works best if things are short and concise, which is why we had it. Is this the tab you were on? So, see how it says Canva Magic Design Prompt, and it's just these two little things? That's going to be what we're copying and pasting.
Oh.
It just, otherwise you're going to get a bunch of content that may not be what you were looking for. So,
I'm always so pleased with myself.
I'm always so pleased with myself when it goes to.
Yeah, hers didn't have it, Molly's didn't either.
Well, yours doesn't
Well, this doesn't have anything though.
Mine did, but like I said, I'm
switched
not
over,
into-
and I switched over to the KW ones.
Yeah,
Okay.
I wasn't on
And
the
so my
KW
KW
Look
one.
at there.
I went on the
Oh my
original one,
gosh.
and mine had the button.
Welcome spring, and then these come up
Yeah.
October.
Well, these are just
summer,
designs that you can
autumn.
do. It's not, switch over to your non-KW one. I'll have to look into that because that's obviously not ideal. Okay, do you have another Canva account that you don't? Okay. So then what you're gonna do is you can find one that you like. Don't worry about the content, look at the layout.
Okay,
So if you like this style where it's a picture with the title on top, you can do that, and then we're gonna be replacing the words to fit the content to be your design. And then I'll look into why that's not working for you.
Yep, generate design is in my paid one, not in the KW one.
I think I
They
got this.
are the exact same thing, so I'm wondering why that would be.
Worth the price.
But yeah, so here you can see I told it it's not just about price, and it generated a design for me that's specifically related to what my headline was and then what type of style I wanted it to be. And going back to what we were talking about earlier versus using Gemini or Chat versus Canva, the value comes in the customization. So let's say I don't like that this is gray. If you're using a Gemini, you're gonna have to say, change the font to black, and then it has to redo it for you. Because you're in Canva, you can just come in here and do it yourself. So the value comes in the fact that you can tweak all the little things. One thing that I will show you is right here where it says design is ready, there's gonna be these 3 dots. I always rank whether it's a good or bad design because that is how it learns, so it's gonna pick up on your preference. So if you start to like certain layouts, it's gonna give you more of that. Where if you tell it, nope, I don't like this, it's gonna show you less examples using those. And if you just don't like your design at all, you can always hit regenerate design and it's gonna come up with something new.
Now it says I have 1 of 6, but I don't know how to get to the other.
Scroll down.
Well, they said don't like. It
How
says
come I have none?
But yes, so now this is how you can create your content. And like I said, sometimes it's going to give you stuff that you love, sometimes it's going to give you stuff that you don't like. The key is giving you a starting point, right? Because if you're creating graphics, unless you are Canva savvy, you love it, you're in it every day, it can be intimidating just to look at a big white screen and say like, okay, I'm going to create a graphic. So this is supposed to make it easier for you guys to have a baseline of the content that you want and give you a starting point. So from here, I talked about you can add in your logo, you can add in your headshot and really make it personalized towards you. This is going to be where you're able to do that. So if you have your uploads, you can always throw in your headshot and everything like that. Any questions about how we did that? Okay. So one thing that I want you to try, Molly, were you doing Facebook or Instagram posts?
With Facebook.
You were doing Facebook, and it worked for you in the your other account, but not for the
Not
KW account.
Or
Because I am in my KW account, and it has that option. So let's try. Maybe it's the post that you're doing.
I changed this.
the prompt to get it was different.
What are you doing? What are you doing it on? What did you pick for a post?
Facebook.
I'm not sure if this will work or
Your
not.
Facebook? Look at my Facebook. That's weird. Normally that's not so long for Facebook.
So you must have chose a different type of.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, so let's just. Did you miss it? Facebook cover, which is why it was longer.
No, I
Oh.
did this
You
one.
did this one?
Yeah,
Okay.
because this is for the
top
main
thing,
page.
yeah.
Right, I didn't want that.
Okay, I'm just gonna. Okay, here you go. So
Or maybe I,
for
oh,
Lois's, she didn't have the generate thing on her Facebook post, but when she changed it to an Instagram
And I
post,
still think she might have accidentally pushed the other one because
this
this
is
is
Instagram.
Facebook and see
Yeah.
how it is versus
Yeah.
the other one. So, because
but
all of
do you-
mine
yeah.
are normally like that on Facebook, never, the only time they're like that is if I pick the other one. So maybe you accidentally did
maybe I
pick the extra.
accidentally did. So
Okay, so now do you see though you have that generate design button below? That's what we're looking for. So when you do that, AI is going to create a post for you.
Okay.
So that is what we were looking for. And Molly, you can try that on yours. I'm not sure what.
I did Instagram, and Instagram will work.
It did. I
So-
do not know why it is
It was
picky
it's
on the
not-
type of post that you do.
Not Facebook post or not Facebook landscape.
Landscapes.
Neither one of those will work.
Okay.
So depending on whichever.
Yep, depending on what content you want. And the beauty is you can copy and paste it and resize it on your own. So if you start an Instagram
Yeah.
but want to make it Facebook compatible, that's easy.
Use your size.
Exactly. Okay, good. Got it. So any questions about how we did that, any steps that we did, anything like that? Okay. So now what you can do, and we're not going to take the full time today just because we're running out of time here, but you have your list of different prompts that you can do and different content ideas, and now you have your tool to turn them into graphics. Like I said, this isn't going to be a perfect system right off the bat because it needs to learn more about you. So if there's a certain post that you don't like or you need to tweak the wording a bit, feel free to take control over that and do it because it's going to learn as you tweak it. So on your own, you can go through and just start creating posts based on the content we have. So mine created 8 different Instagram posts that I can do. So I would just go through and create graphics for each of those.
So are you creating in Canva, are you creating a new template for each one, or are you building onto what you've already had?
I am going to build onto what I already have. So up here, I'm going to name this March Instagram content. And then if I'm ready to make my second one, I'll do that here. If I'm ready to make my third, I'll just add it here.
Where did you add that?
In the top right corner, you're going to see this button that says Add Page, and that's just adding another thing for you to design on.
Okay, change the.
That's how I would prefer to do it, just because everything's all organized. So in my Canva, I just have one file that says March content instead of 8 different posts that I'm doing, just to keep it a little more organized. That's what I would recommend. Got it. So once you are going through here, the last step is going to be scheduling stuff out. So we kind of touched on this before, but raise your hand if you use a business page for your social media. Like you set it up as a business. Perfect. Okay. So when you are scheduling things, are either of you familiar with the Meta Business Suite?
I use it.
You use it? Perfect. Tell me a little bit about it. Do you always use it? Do you love it? What?
I really like it because I like usually will plan things like a month ahead of time, knowing what I want to do, and then sometimes depending upon what they are, like, and then I have to do. If I can, I'll even try to do the posts ahead of time. So like then I just schedule them in there so they're done. But then there's certain ones that you can't do, like market update or just little things that you want to do that, you know, at the spur of the moment things. But like and then I'll just make a note that I need to do that. I should put that on a task, Ryan. But anyway, I make a note that I need to do that, and then I'll just do that, you know, add that in at that time. But otherwise, I usually always use it, and that way then I kind of know, and if I need to switch things around, then I can or something. But I like it so that because there's a lot of times where I'm busy and I don't have time to go in and post something, so I just prefer to have it all done and know that I do. And then also I have like a doc sheet, so I know what I'm posting and what days they are. So then I have an idea, and then if I want to switch it around, you know, because I have like a open house or something, then I can just like do that too. And then that way, then if I'm not, and because I don't know, people say like to post more than once a day, and I usually don't post more than once a day. But if I have like an open house coming, then I might just move something and say like, okay, where can I move that?
Yeah. Exactly, and what you're describing is consistency. It enables you to be able to, you don't have to worry every single day, wake up, what I'm gonna post today. It gives you the ability to be consistent, but you don't have to think about it regularly.
Yeah.
So if you do have a business page for your social media, you also have access to, it doesn't have to be just Facebook, it's Facebook and Instagram since Meta owns everything. But you have access to Business Suite here, and if you go to all tools, my favorite thing is you have this planner, and it's just a calendar that shows all of your stuff that you either have scheduled or stuff that you can schedule. One thing that I like is it shows you your prime time of when your followers are engaged. So for example, it says right here, this week your Instagram followers are most active at this time. So if you want to optimize your exposure, it kind of gives you some insights into what times you can post for that. But yes, so you can schedule out your posts here. So we can take the content we created, now schedule it out, and that kind of closes the loop. If you do not have your account set up as a business page, you're not going to have access to that, but that's okay because there are so many different scheduling platforms out there. One that I recommend is later.com. You can schedule up to 30 posts for free, so you don't need to pay for another subscription. You don't need to you don't need to invest in that again, but it's a great tool that you can use for free to schedule out your content. So I recommend setting up an account for this because you want to be able to set it and forget it, right? The goal is to make this a once a month system that you use, and once you schedule it out, you're done. Does that make sense? Any questions on the scheduling component?
What accounts does Later handle?
All of your social media, so Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever that you want to use. Mm-hmm.
So that you put in share the design, you put your Facebook group there, or you put your Facebook there?
So you don't need to, so if you're sharing it, think of it like you're sharing a Google Doc. So if you want Molly to be able to access your design, see it, make changes to it, that's what you would do.
Okay.
If you're looking to post it, you're going to hit the share button here. Oh, your computer just died. But you're going to go there and you're going to download it, and that saves it as an image to your computer.
Okay.
Yes. But yeah, so the whole point of this system is it's not supposed to replace your current or everything you do for social media, right? Because if you have a closing, you're going to want to post a picture of you and your clients. If you are touring a super cool house that you want to highlight on your stories, you're going to do that. But those activities aren't consistent. Like you can't rely each week that you're going to have that. And so this is supposed to provide you a way where a week that you're either on vacation or you're not super busy, you can still be consistently putting stuff out there on your social medias, right? So if you're taking a 2-week vacation and don't want to be online and you're just not into real estate, then you still know that back home your followers are getting content from you, you're still staying top of mind. So it's supposed to provide kind of a baseline where at a minimum you know you're going to be hitting these type of posts each month, and then anything you do on top of that, whether it's client testimonials, fun showings you have, closings, that's just kind of elevating it even more to get more exposure out there. Does that make sense?
Okay, so I got back on here, so it's just that I did share. Just copy the link.
So share, you're going to hit this download button.
The download, here. Okay, there you go.
And so you're downloading it as a PDF. Click on that. We're going to want to change it.
Okay.
Yep. We're going to want to change it to either a JPEG or a PNG, so it's a picture.
Okay.
And then you can hit download.
All right.
And there you go. Now it's on your computer.
Okay.
Got it. So any questions about the system that we went through at all? So we start with our brain dump, then we have AI generate content for us. We actually create graphics using it, and then we cap it all off by scheduling everything out. Any questions about that process or anything you encountered along the way? No? How?
Scheduling it out, in your experience, I get mixed messages, and what do you think? So if we post something, and then we post something again the same day, and it gets overwritten or whatever, right?
Okay, yeah.
I just think, is there frequency that should be observed?
Yeah, I think At a minimum, you should always have something on your stories, right? Because that means your name and your headshot, your account are always popping up on someone's phone every day. And then when it comes to main feeds, I would say at least 3 times a week. Some people go beyond that and will post something every single day, like Jake Lures, he posts every single day, and that works for him, that's great. I think at a minimum, you should do at least 3 times a week, that way people are consistently seeing your stuff. When you're talking about the algorithm and everything, one way to, I'm not sure if you guys have heard of this, but one way to do it, I'm forgetting the name of the rule, but the more you engage with other people, the more your stuff is going to be showing up in their feeds and on their algorithms, because it's drawing an association between the two of you. So you're going to see more of their stuff, they're going to see more of your stuff. So if you're in their comment section, commenting on their posts, engaging a bit more, that's going to make a stronger link. So as you're scrolling through, just comment on people's things, engage with it, because that's going to boost your own visibility. So you don't have to worry about people.
I used to think that, but I think it's changed.
Yeah?
Yeah, because I see some people's things and I like it, or, just kind of, congratulations, bag. But when I put out a video, and I only post it to my close circle, not out to public, my views are actually to the whole database, all of my people are seeing it. I'm not seeing their content, but they're seeing everything of mine, which is because I've changed the format to a business account. My personal is a creator account, so I'm able to track all of that, but I actually think more people are actually viewing it and seeing it. I'm seeing the numbers, and it's almost my entire friend accounts are seeing it. And it's not a public, and it shows you who is in it.
Well, somebody just recently, I've heard somebody say that they just the algorithms just changed.
They did.
And they're like, and so something got weird, because I noticed on mine a drop off of some of the things, and then now I'm doing something, I don't even know what I'm doing differently, but I'm doing something, and then all of a sudden now it's coming back a little bit more, but it's not as much as it used to be.
It's the amount of time that someone stays on your post, it's the duration, how long they're there, is actually generating more popularity, and that when you post things. So,
especially for video,
well, and all I do is a boomerang. All I'm doing is a boomerang. It's a small little video, and it's classified as a reel then, and it's more content in it. So I'm doing, and I've got longer viewing because they're reading things.
Yep.
And it's got to be engaging content, otherwise they pass by. But my boomerang is actually considered a reel, and I have a longer description, and it doesn't have to read, and so they're on it longer, even though it's
And I love that, because the ease of you creating a boomerang is a lot higher than you having to create a 2-minute long video.
Absolutely.
So you're still getting the engagement. You can see the numbers that they're engaging with it because they're reading your posts.
Yeah.
But the workload on you is a lot more minimal.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's crazy, but maybe because of that, it's actually changing my algorithm. I'm actually showing up on everybody else's stuff.
And because the more that
I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing what's happening with
the
my
more
friends.
they engage with you, that then influences their friends, what they're going to see, because it's all connected.
Right.
And so the more engagement you are, the more people are going to see it and then engage with it. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, and like you said, they update that algorithm all the time, so it's good to pay attention to kind of what you're noticing and how to adjust your own social media patterns accordingly to make sure you're getting the most views and engagement. Yeah.
So story every day.
Yes, that's what I recommend, because at the top they see your picture, they see that you have a circle to click on it. Yeah, and stories, if you go back to what our chat here generated for us, the key there is you want to have engagement, right? So use the polls, use voting, questions, the little slide bar where they can rank things. That's very simple for you to create. It can be as simple as, which kitchen design do you like more? And have them vote. That's easy, but it's engaging. So one, it shows you who's engaging with your post, but then it gives them something to do because it takes them 2 seconds. It's mindless, but they're actually staying engaged with your page. So yes.
We need a tutorial on how to do those extra things.
The extra things?
Yeah.
Well, if you stay after, I will show you on your phone how to do that. But yeah.
Must be on your phone.
Oh, well, it doesn't have to be, but that's the easiest way. Yeah. But yes, so that's the thing with using AI is kind of where I was saying you can change that prompt and customize it. If you want to focus solely on posts, you can do that. But if you want it to include boomerang prompts, like what should your boomerangs be of, you can have that tailor it to yours. So it sounds like you like doing more reel styles because that's where you're seeing your engagement levels. Mm-hmm. Tell it to focus more on reels. And so it'll prompt you with more ideas in that direction. Yeah. So this is just a system, and it's supposed to be adaptable to whatever your business is. So tweak it, play with it, change it. That's why I wanted to give you copies of that form so you can go ahead and change it to what your business, what it makes more sense for your business with. But yes, so that is what I have for you guys today. Any last questions before we wrap up here?
It's beautiful.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yes, well, thank you so much for joining. We will see you next month, so keep an eye out for what next month's topic is going to be. And yeah, have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for joining.
How are you?
I just learned new stuff.
Can I ask you a question not related to this?
You sure can. Let me just end this Zoom real quick.